where have they placed on the ladder at the moment, mate?
SEAL Team 6 is in 16th. Darwin Dingos are 18th. And Bendigo Blitz down in 21st. So we should see SEAL Team 6 looking to take this game. Darwin Dingos are the predicted second, and Bendigo Blitz predicted third. So it'll be interesting to see what the teams decide to pull out. We'll probably see a bit of a closer game than that Cascade predicts, because the Bendigo Blitz guys, they didn't have a chance to do any training. They all came in sort of right before the comp started, and they've had no maze knowledge, so they should be their skill should be increasing sort of faster than everybody else's as they play more and more games in the arena. So we might see a bit of more of a showing from them than probably their round robin placing predicts, just because a lot of those early round robin games would be essentially arena training for them, and they would have dropped some points because of that. That said, Darwin Dingo's off to a good start, and Bendigo Blitz still with 20 points. So maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's extra, unfortunately, being tagged out a few times there. Vector trying to do all the work at the moment.
Yeah.
But no, you're absolutely right. I mean, one of the big things about our tournaments is the fact that we've opened up so much to coming to, pre-national competitions, and how much training you can do before the competition even starts in itself.
Yeah.
The fact that Bendigo, unfortunately, for whatever reason, their schedules might have not lined up, where they haven't been able to get that arena knowledge, you can see that's definitely hurt them here. But at the same time, this is the team that's probably walked into this game going, you know what, guys, we've got kind of nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah.
Which could be very, very dangerous if the other two teams aren't expecting that. So let's see what happens, but we should see a pretty comfortable victory here by SEAL Team 6. We do have, obviously, the local side of the Darwin Dingos here. They'll be wanting to put the foot down on the gas a little bit now, and they'll be wanting to prove their worth at the same time.
So Darwin Dingo's dropping quite a few points in the round robin as well, to unfortunately having just 4 players for the first, I think, 7 round robin games or something like that. So they should be placing a little bit higher than they are Cascade seeded. Bubble's actually picking up his blue base there, so first base on the board for the Darwin Dingos. SEAL Team 6 keeping up on pack, and Bendigo Blitz, of course, straight back up from the first 10 seconds of the game. So they'll be looking to secure this red base. They're actually in red now, so Vector having taken his red.
Oh, gets denied by Explorer.
Denied there, unfortunate for him. UB Hayden, is denied as
by
well.
Celery.
So good defense by SEAL Team 6 and a good swing for them over Bendigo. Darwin Dingo's still ahead on pack though, even after those 3 shots worth of denials. So the Dingoes are having quite a good pack game. They do have 2 players in the base there for their green defensive setup.
Yeah,
so the other 3 players having quite a good run.
Yeah, I believe they've got I believe they've got Broken sitting in the box in green, and Dot set up in the V in green as well. So a pretty strong lineup for their defense, with Dot, the international player from the US, coming over.
As we say that, Azriel picking up his blue base. So 2 blue bases have gone down now. One for Azriel and one for the Darwin Dingos. Darwin Dingos have flatlined a little bit on their pack in the last 30 seconds. And SEAL Team 6 have capitalised and taken a base, and now they're pulled ahead by about 1,000. We've got a green player in blue now, and blue players in red. Actually, Vector getting another 2 shots.
An Explorer again denying Vector. So Explorer.
3 denial shots on Explorer now, doing an excellent job defending. We've got 3 green players in the blue base, getting tagged out by some red players. Everyone wants that blue base by the looks of it.
Yeah, interestingly, neither team has really gone out to green yet. So they're really leaving the Dingoes at the moment, trying to starve them a bit for points.
We've got UB Hayden there picking up Bendigo's first base of the game. They're down quite a bit of pack thanks to those denials, but they do have a base on the board now. And blue base emptied out. We got blues in red by the looks of it. I'm getting tagged out by Daddy there. Excellent retake by Daddy. Green players in blue now. Tagged out. The blue players having a look at red base once again. Bendigo seem to have gone quite heavy on the offense. They're managing to get into this red base quite often, so Vector having a look at his red.
Oh no, here comes trouble. Oh, Vector, well done there.
Excellent work by them.
Only just, but no, well done there to Vector. as they've secured the red base finally. Now, we have a look at the scores now, guys. The Darwin Dingos, for the first time, have slipped into third place. So we do see this a little bit with the Dingos, where Bubbles tends to go out and get his bases, and then they start flatlining a little, unfortunately. So maybe a different call of strategy might be on the cards for the Dingos.
They've had no defensive tags in quite a while. We've got Tricky there with 9 tags, 4 and 0 against, and Dot as well, 3 tags, 4, 0 against. And they've had those scores for quite a while. We've actually got a green player taking his blue base. I believe that was Leo there. So excellent take by Leo. 2 bases on the board for the Dingos, 2 bases for Bendigo Blitz as well. He goes extra, actually taking his red base. So Bendigo Blitz upper base now as well.
So you can see that SEAL Team 6 is equal on pack points. Equal on score, I should say, with the Darwin Dingos, despite having a base in hand. So I think that leaving these 2 players inside green base may have been a little bit of a critical error at the early stages of this game, because you've basically taken 2 quite good pack players out of the game. They've got nothing to tag and keep that scoreboard rolling over.
It would be good for them if the game goes a little bit later with the little bit higher base count, because it means that both teams will need their base towards the end of the game, and that's when they can really start to accelerate their pack, as both teams are trying to get in to the green base. But at the rate the game's going right now, teams aren't going to finish each other before the game's really in the sort of last minute or two. So it might not go the way of the Dingos, but they're actually pulled ahead of Bendigo Blitz on pack now, so their 3 players who are out attacking are doing quite well for themselves. They're looking to pick up this another blue base here. We've got more players in. We've actually got Doc come out of the box now in green to see if he can grab his blue base.
Celery just getting a 1-shot denied there as well by Tricky over in green. And we just noticed that Extra has received a termination as well. Wonder if that's got something to do with his recent base take, as Dot gets 1-shot denied over at blue by Yubi Hayton.
And interestingly enough, actually his first deactivation of the game.
Yes.
So Dot's been tagged once and it was a denial, so. And he secures his blue base. We'll see if he goes back to defense. We've got Tricky swapped into under there for the Darwin Dingos, so they're going to see if they can cycle all 5 of these blue bases. And we'll see if Bendigo Blitz decide to do something about it. If they're still trying to defend, or if they're just going to go full aggression and look to secure more of these bases. Red team setting back up in their base, knocking the blue players out there. Excellent work by them. And we've still got green players on it, tagged out of blue base. So Bendigo Blitz are still defending, which is good for them. Darwin Dingos are ahead on pack and bases now. SEAL Team 6, they've only got 1 base, but they are keeping up. They actually take a second one right as I say that. So Azriel picking up his green base, first green base of the game. Good work by him. Holding the box, going to see if he can get more of his players in there to see if they can set up a little bit of a cycle. Tricky picking up his blue base at the same time. So 5 blue bases on the board for the Dingos, really pigeonholing themselves into needing red base, which is going to be unfortunate for them if Bendigo Blitz decide to dump in the next sort of minute or so, because it'll give SEAL Team 6 a lot of empty blues, and they're ahead on pack as well. So
we do have a red player setting up under green at the moment as well. I believe that's Celery. So it looks like he might be going for a base. Celery really riding the line there with his positioning there. So it looks like we do have Leo and Bubbles was in the base and now left. I believe that's now Tricky.
Got some green players in there. Blue's still defending their base. SEAL Team 6 still ahead on pack. But whether or not they're going to be able to pick up these bases is another question. We've got... Was that a shot in the base?
So we haven't really seen Blue make their way over to the Dingos yet either. So that's a very interesting decision by Bendigo. They're wanting to leave the home side alone.
There's Daddy with being 1-shot denied, I believe, in green base. He looked like he tried to take from the ramp and he has a denial shot now. But I think the 5x3 may have missed it slightly. We've got another red player on the ramp, tagged up by the player in box there.
Dot now setting himself back up in the box. Azrael inside of red there. Now, very interesting, looks like Bendigo has left their base now. So that does open the door a little bit for SEAL Team 6, as Daddy has now realised. So Daddy now going for... Oh, no, there is a blue defender. Oh, well done there. They baited them in. They made that base look super juicy and got a 2-shot deny on Dad. Oh, sorry, 1-shot deny on Daddy. Well done to Mars.
I've actually seen a couple of teams now defending blue base with no one in the base, where they just sort of have... they defend with 2 and they have a player outside each door. And it definitely nets you a couple of sneaky denials. But it can be quite risky as well if a team manages to just sort of come in and set up. Or if teams can identify that you've got a player outside each door, it can be quite easy.
Very interesting. If we have a look at red, it does look like there's actually a blue player in the box out the back that they have not been able to tag out yet.
Is he still there? He is.
Yes,
still there.
he is still there.
It can be a little bit awkward if you're attacking red base and you sort of get stuck in box, because it can be quite hard for defenders to get you out, but you also can't shoot the base. So more often than not, you just sort of get left there.
Here we go. So we have shots being put into red. And that was Mars, I think.
Yeah,
yes,
so
and Mars did get that base. Well done. Celery now going for blue.
And he secures it. So all of green have blue and all of blue have red. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next. SEAL Team 6 locked into blue base, and now green actually setting up in red, being taking out their own players, and red setting back up. We've got green still in green, doing a solid defense. We've got a blue player staring at some green players there from the ramp, and blue have actually gone back to defending by the looks of it. They've got a player in the base now.
With about 30 seconds to go, the game has tightened right up. So SEAL Team 6 does have some more options in terms of bases, because they have stagnated their bases a little bit, except for Azrael. He's got both of his. Celery needs a green, and everyone else can shoot whatever base they want. But by the looks of it, unless someone starts taking a base now, it looks like that these positions will be locked in. So, well done to the Darwin Dingos. A little bit of an upset there against the higher ranked SEAL Team 6. So well done. And in fact, even Bendigo Blitz, who came into this game as a 3rd place prediction, has actually managed to upset 1st place. So all topsy-turvy in this game.
Yeah, it's excellent work by both teams, Dingos and Blitz. A bit unfortunate there for SEAL Team 6, dropping a 3rd when they were predicted first.
Yeah. I think their critical error, Gaz, was that they just didn't capitalise on that